Okay, next. Next. Hey, we have 3,000 viewers.
So what are you guys doing?
I'm looking at games from the World Cup today. When I say games, I'm only looking at 2 games. I'm looking at positions from 7 or 8 other games. Okay. Now, you've never heard of the guy with white, except you have.
Oh, yeah, so bright.
What? You haven't heard of the guy with white, but I have, and I never heard of him. And the reason I've heard of him is because in some Title Tuesday or Arena Kings or something, this guy was doing well. And I was like, who's that? And he was doing really well. And you might be like, how come the guy I never heard of is doing really well? Now you're going to know why the guy does well. Okay? This guy plays with great vengeance and furious anger. Now, in the first game, this guy with white won. He needs to draw. If he draws, he wins the match. He ain't playing for a draw. He's always played the most aggressive, crazy, attacking move in the history of chess. Man, Karen's blinding me by the light. Ripped up like a deuce in the middle of the night. I mean, another runner in the night. That's what I meant. Terrible. Now, there's 3,000 people watching this. About half of you, about half, know this song Blinded by the Light by Manfred Mann. About half of you. About 8% of you know that that's a cover, and the original song was written and performed by Bruce Springsteen. Frankly, terrible.
It's
terrible.
So bad.
What?
Is the lighting so bad?
No, but what about the Bruce Springsteen version of Blinded by the Light? No good. You heard it. You said it's terrible.
I can't recall.
It's hard even to know that they're the same song.
I think I told you I liked it. It was just different.
No, terrible. Yeah, Karen's band. Yeah.
Terrible.
8% of the half or 8% total. First one, then the other. Yeah.
Still bad.
If you want proof the original isn't as good as the cover, Blinded by the Light is only one of many songs that prove that. Okay? The 2 songs that prove it as at least as much. You ready, Karen? Mm-hmm. Bobby McGee. Back me up. Janis Joplin.
Yeah, that one's the best version.
That's the best. The original is by Chris Christopherson. He wrote it and sang it. Bobby McGee's a woman in his version, but it's a man in Janis Joplin's version. Okay, and then the other one is Jimi Hendrix covering Bob Dylan, All Along the Watchtower. Now, for reasons I don't understand, Spencer thinks the Bob Dylan version is fine. If Bob Dylan was on my stream, I would ban him for that version, but not really.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Spencer said Dylan version is great. This guy said anybody covering Dylan is better than the Dylan version. Okay.
Hey, spit on me.
I know, but that's just to prove my point. Okay. Now, I got another one. I forgot what it was.
No spitting.
I got another one. Janis Joplin, Manfred Mann, Jimi Hendrix, and there's another one that's equally insane. The covers. Now Spencer's going to agree more than he's ever agreed before. It'll be the most agreeable. Karen will disagree. Except she won't.
Uh-oh.
No. I think you're going to agree.
Uh-huh.
Leonard Cohen's Hallelujah.
You're asking me if Leonard Cohen is this the best?
No, it's not.
It's not, yeah.
The best is Jeff Buckley, although a lot of people think these other people are the best, but they're wrong. Jeff Buckley's a million times better than Leonard Cohen.
Hey, look how much
Spencer will back me up.
I fixed the lighting. I got to wipe my arm off. Ben spit on me.
Mm-hmm.
I think it didn't get on me, though.
Shatner's Mr. Tambourine Man is excellent. Yeah.
I'm clean.
Yeah, this is funny. Karen agrees that Bowie's better than Nirvana and the whatever song you're talking about, The Man Who Sold the World. But only you and Karen believe that. No.
Hey, Twitchy. Well, no, I think that the songs are a little different because
This guy said Whitney Houston dunks on Dolly Parton. That's the song she wrote, right? You agree? You agree?
I'll always love you. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. The Jeff Buckley version isn't better. Should I ban him?
No.
You sure?
Yeah.
You should have said yes. That's the funny
I
answer.
like both the Nirvana and the Bowie versions. Mm-hmm. They're just a little bit different.
Right. The worst cover in the history of the earth is Madonna's American Pie.
I mean, it's not good.
No, it's not that it's not good. It's an abortion. Like our marriage, an abortion. Not us, I mean The Godfather, obviously.
How do you feel about
I think it's Godfather 2, actually, not
Sound
Godfather
of
1.
Silence, Disturbed Sound of Silence? I don't know if I've heard that. Hey, Danny Chess. Hey, look how much better the lighting is. I fixed it.
No, I heard it, but obviously nothing's better than Simon and Garfunkel ever. Yeah.
See, I love all those Cash covers, but Spencer hates a couple of those at least.
I don't like the Cash covers. I don't like them.
I love the Danny Boy.
Don't like them.
That's just the best. That's just the most heartbreaking. I love that song.
Now, you said Roseanne singing the national anthem. If you want to hear the national anthem not sung well, and Roseanne's a good choice. I'm pausing for effect. Mm-hmm. Go to the internets and find the I mean, I don't want you to you might do harm to yourself because you can't believe how bad this is. Go to the internets and find Carl Lewis singing the national anthem.
Nobody beats Roseanne.
No. Have you heard Carl Lewis?
I've seen it.
Poor Roseanne.
I saw Fergie's.
Oh, I like the Sid Vicious version of My Way. I like that. That was the end credits to Goodfellas. Mm. Yeah, that I like.
You think Carl Lewis was worse? Well, if it was faster, that means we had to listen.
Carl Lewis had to stop and start over a lot because his voice cracked and he stopped. Mm-hmm. He'd be like, and the land of the free. And then he'd stop and say, okay, well, let's do this again. And then it wasn't better the second time. Yeah. Yeah, Carl Lewis, very suspicious. No, here's why Carl Lewis is worse. Karen's going to agree now. Carl Lewis tried to sing it well, and he couldn't. He tried. Roseanne was just kidding. Roseanne knew that it was horrible. She thought it was funny. She's a comedian. She knew that she was the worst singer ever. She thought it was funny. Carl Lewis is like, I'm going to do a good job.
Well, thinking it's funny is not an excuse. It wasn't funny, and
it was not.
Good. So
some people might thought it was funny.
It's just a cop out to say, "Oh, she's a comedian."
Well, she is.
She can do whatever she wants.
She wasn't trying to sing it well.
It was disrespectful and horrible. Never forgive you, Roseanne. Ever.
Now, if you've never heard Madonna's version of American Pie, that's the worst thing that's ever happened in the history of the earth. Just so you know. Mm-hmm. Back me up.
I mean, it's not good, but I don't feel so strongly.
Chris Cornell's version is excellent of everything. And now Jimmy Fallon, I'm not a fan of because, I have taste. But, okay, he had Chris Cornell come on and do Bob Marley's Redemption song. That's the best thing Jimmy Fallon ever did was have Chris Cornell come on the show and sing Redemption song. The best thing he ever did.
Chris Cornell can sing anything.
Right, but I mean, that Jimmy Fallon had him on and realized, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't like the version he does with his daughter, and then they sing it. They sing it in a higher key, a different key.
Daughter can't sing. Never more, less subscribed. Good.
To accommodate.
Yeah. That's what Karen thinks.
What?
Whitney Houston's national anthem.
Oh yeah, it's definitely the best. Mm-hmm. It's definitely the best. They recently CNN did a documentary about the history of the national anthem. Of course, that was the centerpiece. That's the best one ever.
Anthems are dumb. Yes. Yeah. That's correct. Starships, We Built This City is terrible. That's correct. Yeah. The best cover is when Peter Griffin covers anything, like a rock lobster, and the lobster has a turban on.
I've seen it.
All right. Now, let's get back to this. This German guy with white, he's not all smiles and sunshine, as you're going to see. Right? This guy takes his opponent out back. I mean, he really... Now, white's winning, and white needs to draw to win the match. So, I mean, game's over anyway. Notice this pawn. See this pawn? It's defended twice, and it's attacked twice. Right? So, this guy's like, yeah, whatever. Take the pawn, I don't care. He's playing super aggressive. And his opponent's like, okay. Whatever. Okay, now, Karen, with all the rules that I have, which is many, which one applies here?
Let's see. We could have a never play F3. Which one applies here?
That applies. Never play F3, right? Don't play that. Yeah.
Let me see. One of your rules.
Always.
Sack the exchange.
Okay. That's one of them. Not here. Because you can't.
Right. I can't think of it.
Always retreat.
Oh, always retreat. Oh, I'm never going to.
Even telling her always retreat, it's still hard for her to find the right move.
Oh, I'm going to find it.
To find it, it's always retreat.
Oh.
It's white's move.
Okay.
It's the best move.
The
engine says this move is 13.5 for white, and the second best move is +3. And the third best move is equal.
Always retreat.
See, that's why I like this guy, is when he's winning, he doesn't win in a boring way that I would. He wins in the most forceful, aggressive, shocking, kick your ass way. I like that. Bishop F1, that is a retreat. Yeah.
I don't know.
Ready?
I mean, you can trade the knight or the rook. I don't know which one.
Ready?
Yeah.
Queen A1 check.
Oh.
Now, let me explain. Okay. The idea is if the king moves, right, now the rook is overworked. It's stopping white from going to the 8th rank and mating him, but it's defending the knight. So, for example, king g8, for example. I take the knight, and if you take back, this leads to checkmate. Yeah. Okay, so queen a1 check, you have to play knight f6 because you can't allow that. All right. Now, for further aggression, which will remind you of one of the games I played at the World Open, I played the same move with black. Rook e6. Now, let me explain the way I think about chess. When I see this position, I don't know who's winning. I do know who's winning. But I know which player is a better player. If black was a better player, this wouldn't happen. This only happens when white's a better player. Like this, black's not a better player. Okay, so the only move is rook d4. There is no other move. F6, knight is attacked. So you have to play rook d4. Queen d1. The gun. Now, if it was white's move, I said if, right? Rook takes knight, king takes rook, queen checkmate. You see
So you couldn't go...
Who couldn't?
No, I'm asking a question. You couldn't go king f8?
You could.
Oh. Okay, duh. I forgot about the queen.
That's the worst position I've ever seen ever.
Yeah.
Right? All right, queen f1's the engine move. Okay. Okay, so rook d4, he plays here. So it looks like John Travolta. Yeah, it looks like. It looks like rook takes and queen here's the threat. Because, it is. So black played. Rook takes b6. sacking the exchange. Always sack the exchange. And now the rook defends the knight. So rook takes knight. I play rook takes. Whoops, sorry. Okay. So he took with a pawn. Now he's threatening it again. Okay. So he played queen a8 check, b7, queen b8. So when he played check, sort of like white played check, he knew the queen would block the b pawn and stop the mate. Now again, every move wins. White's up in exchange. White has the passed pawn in the 7th rank. But the reason I like it is white plays the most brutal, white just wins the fastest, craziest attacking way instead of just boring like I would win. If I was white here, I'd play the most boring move in chess history. But he played, he played rook takes f7 check. God damn. So you have to take it, check, and then he resigned. So you have to play king f8 or king g8. Doesn't matter. And then queen e6. Man, the truth hurts. Yeah. So that was like, the guy with white needed a draw to win the match. And starting in this position, he played like he needed to win. Like, I got to win now. He didn't just win in a boring or, offer a draw for a position of strength. He just, blasted the guy away. That guy's pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah. He was hungry. He was hungry for a sandwich. Yeah. Okay. Now,